Welcome back to the Juxtaposition. We're back, 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 back.
Quack, quack, quack.
We're back, guys, and I'm so excited. I am Nana, and who are you guys?
Wow.
Clearly, Nana's so excited that he can't even
Remember
our
the
names.
format, the line.
What is your name?
Who's next?
Go, go. My name's Bernice, and I'm the best of the best out of us. I lied. I'm not. We are a team.
Okay, my name is Janet, and I am here.
We're back.
Yeah, clearly these guys are rusty. I'm never
No, it's
rusty.
been a
Not
minute.
rusty.
I've been bouncing the ball,
Just
you know?
No, relax. No,
Calm
you haven't.
and-
Yeah, I have.
You don't seem
I have.
relaxed. Are
You know
relaxed?
what? You
You
see,
seem stiff.
people, we got some new setups. You know, we got a new setup. We
What
got
do you think, guys, of the new background?
W chat.
W chat.
What is that?
Guys, our new setup is fire, no?
What is W chat?
W chat means like W people that are watching, like W people in the chat, like that are, you know, talking to us. So W are people, like winners. Like W.
I was going there, but I was like, Nana, can you explain? Like, let's explain. You kept saying W, but I'm like, you're not explaining what you're saying.
I still don't get it, but it's okay.
W means winner.
So winner chat?
Yeah, like W. Bernice, you never heard of W before?
Clearly, she hasn't.
The term W, the slang W, like W Bernice.
No.
Never heard
Not
that?
in that context.
Bernice
Have you?
is acting like a
Okay,
a
no,
boomer,
not-
baby boomer.
No, but then nobody puts it in that context. Like W Bernice, W.
Really? You never heard about that?
No.
I've never heard of that. No.
Wow.
I
I know you guys
I
heard
know
about
that. Like I've heard like that's a dub or something like that. Like that's a win.
Yeah.
But I've never heard W
That's definitely not hood
Bernice.
slang. That's like new generation.
W.
stuff. Yeah,
the
W.
person-
Yeah, W.
W chats. What does that mean?
Oh, God. Please, this
6'7".
generation. though. This
6'7".
generation.
That's not a conversation for now. Anyways, welcome back, guys. We are back.
Yeah.
And this is so nice to be back with my friends on Thanksgiving
Sunday.
/ Friendsgiving.
Mhm.
Man, what a blessing. How are you guys doing? How are we doing? Tell the people that.
We're doing great. We came off of church, so church was good. And then we had a Friendsgiving.
Well, before Friends.
yesterday.
Yesterday was our Friendsgiving.
Yes. Sorry, before.
I said yesterday was our Friendsgiving.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna say
No.
thing like before something. Okay, yeah. We had a Friendsgiving. That's our first Friendsgiving in a long time. We had one years ago.
Have we?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, that was
we
just
did.
At our
it was
house.
just a
It
couple
was
of
just
us.
like
Couple
a
of us.
close knit, but this was 25 people in a nice big space with
Mhm.
lots of delicious food,
The food was busting.
and it was a potluck, guys. I recommend, do a
Facts.
potluck so you don't have to be doing all the cooking,
Mm-hmm.
and people actually showed out.
and
like, yeah.
and I made the turkey. I
Nana
made
did.
the
Nana did
turkey.
try.
I am an adult. I'm
He
stamped,
tried.
sealed, delivered. Marry me.
I was a
Ah.
little bit concerned. I was like, okay, Nana's gonna make a turkey. He was already, hey, sorry.
Sorry.
He was already nervous about the turkey, so I was nervous about the turkey, and then I was
Yeah.
saying that
Nervous
you
about
stressed about it.
I don't know what.
I was like, oh Lord, what's happening?
It was a lot dealing with the big. Yo, the turkey.
bird.
Everybody's eating the turkey. It's traditional. You can't mess it up. And turkey, I'm not a big fan of turkey. Turkey is dry, but this one
Mm.
wasn't dry. It wasn't. It was not dry. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, so he did his thing.
He did.
People brought food. Everybody took food to go.
Facts.
The games were really fun. Yeah, we had fun.
Yeah.
Sorry if I sound really tired because I am,
Mhm.
but we're here.
That's
Just so you
honest.
know, it's not like I don't want to be here.
No, we're back. We're back. You know what? It's like you have to ramp it up slowly.
You have to rev up the car.
Slowly, and then warm it up.
But
Yeah.
before we even get
Kick
into
off.
our talk, we also need to welcome our new listeners because
Yes.
we after our live show, which we would talk about, we've gotten some new listeners, new
maybe,
followers, new subscribers. So
Mhm.
thank y'all. Welcome to the Juxtaposition. I know you guys are probably like, whoa, the energies are wow, but this is how we are.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, this is how we are.
yes. So come along on the journey with us as we talk about life and all that thing.
Yes.
all that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, so talking about life and coming off our live show, Should we talk about the live show first?
Yes, let's talk
Yeah.
about
Yes,
it.
yes,
we
yes,
need
yes,
to give
yes.
God all the glory,
All the
all the
glory.
praise, all the
Yes.
honor. Because honestly, guys, that live show was
God.
we did the planning, we did our part, but the way that it exceeded our expectation, it was definitely
Big
ahead of
time.
God.
Mhm.
Because the numbers at the last minute,
Yeah.
we were
Mhm.
like, okay, it's gonna be. Well, these guys thought we weren't gonna.
I'm not even gonna front.
They thought it wasn't gonna happen. But one thing I was gonna say is when you declare by faith something that you want or have an expectation of what you want to
Oh,
happen.
I know. I put it over there, guys.
Damn.
It's
Where?
What did we do? Yeah, go grab
Yeah,
that. So
yes.
2,
So
3 months ago, 4 months ago.
it was in June.
Yes.
Yes. When we first started thinking about or planning our live show.
Yes.
We were like, okay, we need to be prophetic in terms of like what our expectations are of God. And so we said we're gonna make a picture. We're gonna take a picture of the place, and
Show
then
them.
we have ourselves. Yep. Took a picture of the place, and we put sold out with all these bodies in it. Thanks to Nana with his and ChatGPT. So we prophetically declared, like, okay, God, you're gonna do this. This is
Show
gonna
them from your
happen.
C2.
And so that's what God did. He blew our minds. He went far and beyond, sold out. Like everybody was there. Seats were filled. We had to bring extra chairs
I
too.
know.
Like,
yes.
Look at that.
Um,
So we sold out.
yeah. So
And
God-
when we printed that photo, I'm like,
Nana was
so-
a little skeptical, I feel like.
I was a little bit.
He was like, what?
I saw
Why you
100.
guys,
Like when I went into the chapel and I counted, like just months before, I counted 130 seats, which we made 150. But I counted 130 seats, and I'm like, no way.
Mm.
I said 80.
Yeah, he really said 80. I was like, at some point I was like, it's 100. And then I was like, no, it's gonna be 130. Like, there's no way. It's not just about us, right? We recognized it wasn't just about us, and that people were, at the end of the day, they knew they needed it.
Yeah.
When they came out, they're
Yeah.
like, I'm thankful I came out, and people were blessed by it. So
Yeah, that room was packed. It was, and people were engaged. Like, I think we put so much work and so much planning, and it was shown and overexceeded our expectations of how we plan. And it's important to plan. Let's just not forget,
yeah, you can't be
forget
out
that.
here
Let's
praying
just-
saying, God, do this, and
Yeah,
you do
like
nothing.
we actually spent time and lots of Saturdays planning and
I
putting
know,
things
right?
down, and the amount of notes and things that we've done, and just putting our hands into it. And also, like, let's not forget the people who actually helped us, like the
Mhm.
volunteers, the
Mhm.
speakers that we've had that out of their own time, like they also came out. And even people, shout out to Aaron, who was injured and still came. And
Yeah.
so that just shows that God was, there, and he was at the center of all the things happening.
Yeah, I know. I'm just shocked. People I never knew in my
Yeah.
life, never seen
Mhm.
before. I'm like, this
Mhm.
came out of nowhere. I'm
Yeah,
like,
the
what
people
the
that came out that we did not know is what really got me. I
Yes.
was like, wow, okay. So when he says nations will come to your rising, he's not lying. And I want to say one
Mm.
thing. The last thing before we keep going is,
Yeah.
yes, we planned, yes, we did all, but also too, we backed it up with prayer, guys.
Mhm.
Ain't no
did, we
way we
did.
went in there just walking
did.
like, yeah, we're good, we got this, Like, the enemy's gonna be doing all these little schemes and stuff like that, and try to, like, make
Yeah.
us feel like, oh, it's not gonna happen, or things are gonna come out, and it's just like, okay, it's not good. The merch itself too, we did merch. Like,
Jeez, we
yes.
did
We did
merch. We did merch.
I was like,
That's
this ain't
crazy.
gonna
Good
work.
reminder.
We did it all.
And we did it all, and God provided in every
Yes.
aspect. So he's been faithful. And so this is just a note for y'all who are praying and seeking God for
Mhm.
anything. Just get down on your
Yeah.
knees and stay there.
And if you want to do big things, it's not impossible. You need him, and then you also need to, of course, have a plan. But like once
And
you
take
have
the step
him,
of faith. You need him and faith. That's literally
Yep.
it. And he's gonna take you far. So
Yeah. Put some works behind that faith.
yeah. So if
And
you
watch it
haven't
go.
watched the live show on our YouTube yet, in terms of
Yeah.
the snippet, the clips, go
Yeah.
and do that, because you'll be blessed.
And it's a smidge of like the experience. It's not
Yeah.
even like some,
yeah,
we
you have to be in the room.
we just put it out to, so people can see. But yeah, why not? Anyways, that live show was a lot about relationships.
It was all
It,
relationships.
yeah, it was
Relationships,
all
singleness,
relationships and stuff
dating.
like that. So just coming off that live show, which has been like maybe has it been a month? No, almost. Yeah.
almost a month.
Where has your relationships been just in general in your life? Like, how healthy are your relationships in life when you think about friends, the circle you're around, the environment you're in. Do you feel like you're being poured into? Do you feel like you are being challenged and stuff like that? Do you feel like you're being loved? How's your relationships right now?
I think in this season of my life, I think a lot of people are in their busy stages of life in terms of doing a lot of work. So, like, in terms of communications and how often it is, it's not as often as it should be. I think that's I play a part that as well. Like, I can take initiative to not take initiative, take ownership for saying that it's part of me for not reaching out. But I also think that we're in a stage where we can understand, like in terms of like friends or relationship, we can understand where we're at, but it's the intentionality of when you do plan those outings and what you're actually talking about and being intentional to sticking to the time and also just going deep where you need to go deep. That's what I'm more focused on, like when I meet with people. Like I actually want to get to know where they're at in their life. We share a lot. Maybe we haven't seen each other in a couple months, but we really do connect when we see each other. So I think right now it's just a working season and people are supporting by checking in every so often. Maybe you don't see each other as often, but checking in is something that I appreciate from the people who are around me, and that's something I need to work on doing more often, like checking in, because sometimes I just bulldoze and focus on the things like my career or things that are going on or work, and then kind of forget about the like people or friends and checking in with them. But like I think that checking in is a super important thing in this time and season. So yeah.
I think for me, as a male, of course, I feel like this is the strongest circle of men I had in my life. But sometimes I still feel like I can require or I need more from them. And I think that comes with me reaching out and not having to feel like, oh, I'm nagging this person. Like to be able to just pick up my phone, just call that person. I feel hesitant because I think they're doing so much in their life and I don't want to bother them. So sometimes I feel like I'm going through silent battles because I'm not opening up to those guys that I'm supposed to open up to. And I kind of have walls up a little bit. It's like if I let you win, can you really kind of
Support me the way I need to.
support my whatever I'm going through, carry my burden a little bit, not like take it on because I know is a lot, and everyone's going through their own things as well. But I sometimes I can feel the sense of I don't know loneliness sometimes, but I know I'm not like there's so much there's overflow of guys in my life, but sometimes and they probably feel the same way. Even I just feel like I can be numb to certain stuff or I can have tunnel vision. For example, I was in the kitchen at work and some guy works there and he's been working there for like 4 months already. And I don't know, he was just pacing back and forth a little bit, but that's him. And I told him, I was like, he's like, oh, can you believe it's been like 3 months I'm about to work here? I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I was like, it was supposed to be a year for me next month. And then he's like, yeah, I'm just so thankful to God. Like I'm just thankful that like he has granted me this and I love it here and all that stuff. And I'm like, yo, you're doing a great job because he's in hospitality. I'm like, you're doing a great job. Like I actually like feel your presence in this job and stuff like that. And then he's like, yeah, thank you, bro. I honestly appreciate that. And then he like started to cry. And me, do you know what I do? I said, yeah, like no bro, no worries, like no bro, like no worries. Like he said, thank you, bro. And like once he said thank you, bro, I appreciate it. And he started like took off his glasses and like started crying. And then I was like, no worries, bro, all good. And I walked out. As I walked out, I'm like, yo, I think he was crying. Like he was crying. Why don't you just stop and just have a lot? I was still intentional with that 2 minutes, but I could have been more intentional with the 10 minutes. So I say that to say is that men and just humans, like we just need to hear from each other and just put it out there and just talk about what you need to talk about. So yeah, that just I was like, Nana, you slow down, bro. Slow down and have this conversation. Even today at church, I just sometimes I'm like, I had to take pictures and I just slow down and I'm like, listen to what the man is actually saying, and just instead of just saying yeah, yeah, like So yeah, that's what I say. But shout out to the man though.
I was gonna say, wow, I didn't know men they were vulnerable with one another. It seems odd when you said that. It was like, you guys do
Yeah.
that, like you guys.
And it's shocking to see men cry too,
Yeah,
because
I guess so.
I think that all men are like me. They don't cry, but it's like
Mm.
they cry and that's okay, and I envy that because I wish I could do the same thing.
You can. You're not. You're not
No,
an empty well.
The well is not dry. Just not
It's
at
hard.
certain
It
It's
can't
just
come
certain
out. I
things
don't
just-
know. It's hard.
Certain things just don't move you in that sense.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That is okay. But I mean, yeah, it's important to be vulnerable, and I think also to the part of loneliness. Sometimes we feel like we need to be filled with community all the time,
Mhm.
but might not be the case where God is not pulling you to do that. Like He has certain people around you where you do get your fill. But then that part where you feel like you're lonely may not be because you don't have enough people around you. Maybe He's just saying like you need to spend more time with me, and like just kind of
Facts.
like take more time with Him. Like when you do have those moments where like, oh shoot,
That's a fact.
I don't feel full. I don't feel like I'm getting enough from, because those people in your life, I'm sure they're around you, pour
Yeah.
into them, and they kind of pour into you. And that's the same thing with me too. It's just like sometimes I feel like, honestly, sometimes I'm like, I don't really have many friends. Not to say that I don't have friends. I don't have like very close friends where I do open up and I do become vulnerable and I do share and all that stuff. I think it's not so much because people are not willing. Partially could be, but also too is just me not be willing to kind of let go and be transparent, be vulnerable, and actually be like real in a sense where I do share my feelings, right? And I think more so I'm talking about sisterhood, like allowing myself to create more, and I think create an environment where I can allow people to come in. Yeah. And I think many people struggle with that. As you get older, you want to have that sisterhood, you want to have that brotherhood, you want to have those friendships, but it's like I've heard this so many times. It's so hard to make friends when you get older. It's so hard to make friends when you get older. But the only reason why it's hard because nobody's willing to kind of like break the ice and take that one step forward. Like you're just waiting for somebody to come to you all the time. And the funny thing is, everybody's gonna be doing that, thinking the same thing. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. So it's just a stagnant thing where everybody's just in the same place. I'm just waiting for somebody to come to me.
Ooh, that's so
Like, you know
so
what I mean?
true.
Like it's never gonna happen. So like, who's gonna take that first step of like, let me put myself out there first and see how they respond to what I say, right? And obviously, not everybody's gonna be buddy, but you need different people in your life for different seasons. So
I don't know. I think that picture you gave of just like everybody wants you to come. Wait,
like you want people to come.
you
to
want
you.
people to come to you.
Yeah.
It's like I think of like Jesus, where it's like we want Him to kind of give us the right moments or the right times for us to come to Him in terms of like, I don't know. For my example is when I'm like, He wants me to be obedient or He wants me to give, and He's like, okay, give. You're commanded to give and be generous, and then He gives you those opportunities and then you dismiss them, but then you keep asking, okay,
When is it, God, give me an opportunity.
give me an
give.
opportunity to give, and it's like, no, like He's giving you those many opportunities. Why haven't you like taken those opportunities and come close and intimate with Him in that sense? And also just I think in another sense of just going close to Him, like going for Him first instead of waiting for the opportunity for Him or it to be right in terms of like maybe reading your Bible or like going to church or whatever like that. Like, why don't you initiate and take that chance to figure out who He is? And so that kind of gave me like a picture of what we do to God most times. We're just like, oh Lord, give us the opportunity, but it's like He's giving you opportunities. Like, why don't you take that step?
I like how you say that because you always talked about like Ruth and Naomi and that relationship and stuff like that. So a little synopsis. Help me if I'm wrong. Ru- who's no Naomi. Naomi's
The older
husband.
one.
Yeah, no, Naomi's husband died,
Mhm.
right? And when the husband died, Ruth decided to, be a loyal friend and stick with her strong. But when you kind of brought that up, and when we were talking about this topic, verses 16 to 18 was like, let me read that. Let me read that for you guys. So verses 16 to 18 says, don't ask me to leave you and turn back. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Wherever you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord punish me severely if I allow anything but death to separate us. Okay, so this is what Ruth said to Naomi.
Mhm.
And I say that to say because it's like when it comes to friendships, it's like real friendship stays when it's convenient. No, sorry.
I was gonna say
Yes. Real friendship stays when it's not
it's not
convenient.
convenient.
It stays when it's not convenient. When things are like kind of like,
Mhm.
Very up and down.
and
Challenging times come.
exactly. And
Yeah.
that's where the endurance part comes.
Stand the test of time. Can you stand the test of the time?
Exactly. And I feel like a lot of people don't know how to weather that storm and they don't make it out the storm. Like think about a storm like in Texas and stuff like that. Like when it just goes through the whole neighborhood, what is standing?
Mhm.
Usually it's that basement with the pool or
Yeah,
something like that.
facts. It's true. Yeah.
So it's like you're reading the story, I'm like, damn, when it's not convenient, it's like you don't stay.
Mhm.
But I feel I hate using the I feel, but I believe that the reason why people don't stay in certain friendships or they kind of wither away when things get tough or it's when it's not about them anymore. I think relationships when it becomes self-serve, like people sometimes use the relationship as something to be self-serve, like it's about themselves. When you start to individualize, like what can I gain from it, which is fine because relationships you will receive something from it. There's a benefit to having good relationships and things like that and having good friends around you. But if you're always thinking about how can this friend serve me all the time and what do I get from them and all of that stuff, and you never ever think about how can I serve this person, how can I bless this person, how can I impact this person, how can I encourage them, then those relationships last longer. When you don't have that humility, when you don't have the serving, the servanthood to serve your friends, that's when relationships die. I just find that when people are very self-centered, those relationships die very quickly. Like it's always like, well, they said this about me and they didn't do this. And obviously there's certain relationships that, there's some friends that are just a no. It's an X. It's a red flag completely. But I think the ones that could potentially survive and they didn't is because somehow, some way, it became all about one specific person. And so it's like nobody was able to realize like, oh, okay, now I'm more prideful than I am humble. How do I serve this person? How do I also too, forgiveness, guys. Like
plays a big part.
It's huge. Like you're not always it's inconvenient, like you said. It's inconvenient to say sorry when you know you're wrong, but you had a stance. Like for me, it's always a struggle. Like, oh yes, I'm sorry. I'll be doing like I'm sorry, sorry. But it's true. Like you need to be able to apologize. You need to be able to recognize your faults. Then you can continue to grow in and understand that it's not about you.
And sometimes I'll add this. Sometimes when you get out your own way, you may stumble on a blessing because you helped someone else.
Yeah, like it's just about being humble.
Like think about Ruth finding Boaz.
Yeah.
She helped out Naomi.
Yeah, exactly.
And she stumbled on a blessing.
Exactly.
It's like you helping out that friend. You never know what God can do in your life internally.
And not only helping, she stuck by her regardless. She wasn't just thinking about how can I gain something from Naomi. She's like, no, I'm gonna stick with you through this storm. And whether you die, I'm dying. When you go, I'm going. When you're leaving, when you're staying, I'm staying. So she's like, she basically laid her life on the line for Naomi, and at the end of the day, her sacrifice, she received a blessing. And that's the thing about friendships. You're gonna get a blessing from it if you're honest and you're.
It's true.
Hey TJP fam, if you've been blessed by this video, you've been blessed by our podcast, hit that subscribe button. Yo, and put on your notifications for every time we drop a video. We're so excited what this season will hold, and yeah,
we love it here.
Yes.
We hope that you love it here too. Enjoy the rest of the episode. We love you guys. Bye.
You're being crazy enough. We went to me and Bernice went to Deeper the other on Saturday or Friday night, and like Pastor Ira, who's the lead.
what's deeper?
Deeper is
Retreat.
a retreat
Okay.
for CCI, which is, oh my gosh, Celebration Church.
Yeah.
And so he was talking about, he had a sermon and he had an analogy of how he had 3 people, they were running a race, and how the baton was being passed, but each person's leg of the race like mattered. You had to run your race in order for the next person to whatever run their race. And that kind of just, and then he kind of went back to saying like everybody's purpose is kind of connected to, sorry, that was one. And then he did another one where he talked about different people in the Bible and how their purpose all connected to kind of like Christ, and how if this person didn't do this, then this would have happened. And just going back to Ruth and Naomi, like the connection between her following Naomi and being a support led her to, of course, her blessing. So just that's like another way of saying like our purposes are connected to people, and even just friendships, like certain things that we do and we're called to do, like help other people if we're in community with one another. And so like some of the things maybe we don't want to do, or maybe want to do separately or alone, like just know that it depends on the greater purpose, which is like to raise up the kingdom at the end of the day, or to fulfill other purposes that the Lord wants to happen. So
That's a good point.
it's not about you, it's about the full
The collective,
vision.
yeah,
the
bigger
collective
plan.
That's good.
Yeah.
Damn. Well,
Sorry.
speaking about relationships, I kind of wanted to answer some questions we had. The questions
Slido.
that kind of trickled down to the bottom from
That was
our live
was a
show.
crazy turn.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
went.
I-
So, okay, we're done with friendship. Let's go into relationships.
No, yeah. This was a segment that was really received well, which I was very shocked
Which one?
at the live show. Just having the Slido questions and people
Oh,
be
yes.
able to submit questions and stuff like that. And it's just interesting to see where people's mindsets are at, and to see where people have like their opinions on. So the first question I kind of want us to answer, in this world where, you know, there's a lot of single people, and, you know, people like, I can't really find anybody, I don't want to, you know, go to Tinder and all that stuff. So should married / engaged people try to set up their single friends?
I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean, if they know they're married, as long as, I mean, in my head, I'm thinking it's okay. And if they know, like, for example, if they have a friend that's single and like, okay, I think this will be a good fit, they'll be like, hey, go ahead, reach out, do your thing, make the connection. They'll connect you guys, and then the rest is up to you guys. Whether you go on the first date, you said I like them, we can continue. If you're not, then it's fine. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I've heard this saying, I think, or this research before, where it's like people who are married, the way that they met their spouse was through a friend. So most people are meeting their spouse through friends.
Yeah.
It's not just I met him at a bar. I mean, a bar, or I met him at church, or like it's like you're meeting them through your friends.
I agree, and I think yes, you should, but it can get tricky because some people can look at, like, you recommended this person to me and they're fraud. Now I'm looking at you weird.
Wow.
Like, why would you? And I listen, I'm
That's
not
right.
fully backing that. But I'm just saying that sometimes people are careful because they don't want to get into your business. Imagine, like, Jan or you, like, oh, I got Billy Joe, one of my friends, Billy Joe, and I know Billy Joe is good.
Okay.
I know he's good, but now I'm the middleman between, okay, you guys go on a date. Now Billy Joe comes and tells me, yo, this, that. And then you come and tell me this, that.
Okay,
And then
but
when things are, it's like, whoa,
okay, but wait, how do we
this is
get there?
too
'Cause
much.
First of all, the first date you would have figured out like this Billy Joel is not it. You would have. And not haven't you not experienced this before?
When the experience.
Tell us.
Haven't you
Oh
not
yeah, no, I have.
exactly.
I listen. I actually forgot about that.
So okay, so
no,
you've
you're right.
experienced it before.
Damn.
And how did that turn out?
Good question.
It was a match, like they connected you, and then you made the decision whether like, okay, this is a good fit, and it's not a good fit.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Because on their end, and which I didn't like them that I didn't like that they did that. On their end, they were kind of telling the person, yo, Nana's this, Nana's that.
Mhm.
Like, yo, are you serious? Are you like? She's like, yeah, I'm serious. Like, oh, he's like this, you
Mhm.
know. So she
Had a picture of what
she had a picture, and also that couple was giving her like some advice, I guess.
Okay.
Then the couple will come back to me and be like, yo, she's this, she's doing this in life, blah blah blah. And one thing I can say is that your perception of that person, your experience with that person may not be my experience with that
course,
person.
True.
So when I come back and tell you, yo, it's not giving what it's supposed to give, you shouldn't be like super surprised, like, or actually, let me not say super surprised.
You keep your hands off. You be
Yes.
like, okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now the problem is when the couple invites me to a function and that side is there and I'm there, it's like, oh my
Oh, like the person that they were connected.
Yes.
And you're back in the same
It's
mist.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but how did it?
But like nothing bad happened.
Yeah, so then
I think it could just always
Okay,
be
so-
awkward.
Yes, it can feel awkward. So
Yeah.
basically, I skip all that part. Basically, we got to know each other, kinda. We got on the phone, talked and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And I can just tell she wasn't letting down some walls.
Mhm.
She wasn't ready
Mhm.
to be dating.
Mhm.
And also when someone says they're going to school like in the UK or something like that, and it's like, I don't really desire that. But so when someone's not giving you that energy, it's
Mhm.
kind of hard to like navigate that. So from the first conversation, I knew, I'm like, this is not. And I, poured out what I need to pour out. But for the first conversation, I'm like, this is not it. Like, to be honest. But I didn't go back and tell the couple this is how. I didn't tell them every single thing. And sometimes people could tell the person, the middleman, every single thing.
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
you set me up. That's all. You set me. Throw me the alley. That's all I need.
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah,
should
that's
be.
true.
That's all I need.
That's how it should be.
You know,
I
so-
don't think once you set them up, that's it.
But we should as
Yeah.
married.
We should, but I think
Well,
you
not
know what
married,
it gets
but-
hard is some of the times we want to introduce our friends, but they're maybe just not good people.
Hey,
Like some of our circle are not good people.
What do you mean by that?
Good people in a
'cause-
sense where like maybe you want to match this person with this person and you know that this is their values. This person
That's
may
a
be
fact.
good,
Janet, that's a
but,
fact.
like I have this friend, but they're good, but they're
That's a
not
fact.
that
I'm
good.
sorry.
What do you mean by
So,
that?
and-
No, that's a
It's
fact.
no, but I'm saying
Like
what
maybe
do you
the
mean not that
values
good?
of the person is not the same, or maybe their lifestyle, maybe they're I don't know.
And when you
following
say good,
Christ.
when you say they're not good, you're not meaning like they're bad people.
No.
Is
not
that
bad
the
people.
type of person, ma'am, you're looking for? This is not
This is not the guy.
guy. Yes, that
Yeah.
I even want you to marry.
Yeah. So I guess it could be a reflection of that person for the circle who's around them.
Yes,
Sometimes it's not
'Cause-
their fault,
I got a bunch of those.
but some people have a lot of friends. Some people have a lot of friends.
I'm
It's
not,
true,
it's-
but they're not marriage material.
Okay, that makes more sense because when you say they're not good, it just
No,
seems
I
that's
cleared
what
it up,
you
though.
cleared
I
it
know,
up.
I know. That's what I'm saying. When you said not good, I was like, what do you mean not good? Because there could be like their whole lifestyle is completely off the rails.
No.
But
Sorry, that's
I
not
think-
what I meant.
I
Guys.
think they're not ready to be married and they have not put in the effort to build themselves to become
Yes.
husbands if it's a female or wives if it's a
They don't even know that yet, though. That's the problem.
And some of them may think they're ready.
Exactly.
I guess talking about somebody.
No, we're
Oh,
not.
no,
This is
okay.
actually general.
Generally, some
Yeah.
people may think they're ready to
Mhm.
to be married, but like looking from the outside, maybe you're just like some
Yeah.
of the things you haven't worked on, and I can't really maybe put forward your name to someone who I
Yeah, I
know,
can't put you in
know?
the hat, bro.
because it's like maybe you're just not.
Which
ready
is
in
fair.
that
Some people
sense.
and like you said, some people may not recognize that and be able to know like, okay, yeah, I'm not ready to be
And that's the
an
thing.
option for somebody.
Yo, if someone came to me, yo, I'm not ready, I would respect that.
Mhm.
we're gonna get to the point where, you know, that's accountability is a great step. But it's hard when the cycle just I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship. And the person is very handsome, has some drive, but if my girl that's a friend like wants a guy, like the first thing that's on my list is, are you like a man of God? Are you led by the Spirit? If that first thing is not up there, then that other thing doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It can't.
I
And
can't
that's-
put you forward.
And I think as believers, that should be the thing. And obviously, people are not perfect, but I
No.
think
No,
that,
no,
that
no,
like
no.
you said, like they should have the fear of God. They should have that as their standard. So
I just think it can get hard, like to as an engaged couple, maybe to put out your friends if maybe your friends are not where
they
I
need
guess
to be.
they need to be at that time in order to
Yeah.
give them not give them to other people, but like
Connect them,
introduce
yeah.
connect them with other people who are already in that stage. It's like
Mhm.
you're a great guy, but there's certain things that are just
Yeah.
not that you need to work on, and so that's what I can say. It's maybe because it depends on who's your circle, who's
And
around you.
It's so easy for me to be like, you look like this, you look like this, you guys would be a great match.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
need to
for
stop. I
sure.
had to
Or,
stop
like,
myself.
physical.
Yeah, like, yo, what are
Physically,
we
they look
doing,
better.
bro?
Yeah.
The physical fades. The bum won't sustain you.
Tell it, Nana.
The bum won't sustain you. It will whoosh. And you start to look at this person like they're a lizard. Whoosh. The bum won't sustain you.
Chameleon.
Christ will sustain you.
Amen.
Exactly.
This.
Amen.
So, yeah, that's took a little turn, but yeah, I hope people understand. Okay, my last question. Our last question. Does your significant other's family dynamic really matter when choosing someone?
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. A lot, guys. It really does. Don't tell
Does-
me that people are like.
Does it significantly matter? The dynamic. Say that. Sorry.
Does your significant other's family dynamic really matter when choosing someone?
Dynamic between
So the
them.
dynamic between your husband's
And then you're coming in
or
to
your
that
boyfriend's
dynamic, I guess.
dynamic, that family.
I say yes because it's hard to come into a family that's maybe there's a lot of trauma. Maybe they talk differently than the way you grew up, and you're like, I don't even know how to communicate with these people because it's completely different on how I grew up. How do I enter this? Maybe they yell at each other, and you're not used to people yelling at each other. Or maybe this person's not cool with this person, or this cool person's not cool with this person. So it's like hard to really navigate that circle because you're the newbie, right? And you're following whoever your husband or wife into that new family, and you want to be comfortable. So I think it can be difficult.
You know, when people get married, it's like obviously they have the idea of like the two become one flesh. I get it. And they think I'm marrying my woman, we're now our own family. I get it. But still, the family on the other sides, on both sides, is still important. It's still important because you're still doing life with them essentially. When you have kids, you're going to want help. Why would you want to be in a toxic situation? I want peace. Okay?
Not problem.
I don't want problems. Why am I going to add another stressor on that family member feel some type of way with, or not even that. I'm thinking about this side, but the dynamic, like as soon as you see a whiff of the dynamic, you know it's in the girl too. Listen, I'm going too fast ahead of myself. But I'm not saying that's everyone's case. But if I go into your family dynamic and I see certain patterns, I'm looking at you like you may have some of these patterns. No, honestly.
You may have been infected too.
No, honestly. No, sometimes you have to slow down. Slow down.
Which is but also too, like, everybody has a certain family dynamic, but it's like there's certain family dynamics that you should not enter into. Period.
And I can say this to give someone some vouch because I experienced this. Your family can have a dynamic, but they just bring something out of you. No, honestly.
No, fair.
They just bring something out of you. And when you're with your friends, you're now your spouse, that side doesn't even come out until you get to that side.
Yeah.
So that's a case where I can work with, but we need special prayer, special anointing for that one. No,
Yeah,
honestly, guys,
no, family
it's not
dynamic-
easy.
They do. It is important too, because everybody comes with, like you said, like trauma. There's generational things that we may not know that comes from that line in the family. And if you're going to get married to this specific person, remember, two become one. So everything that's connected to you, everything that's connected to this person, is going to join and become one. So all that drama, all that
Yes.
generational stuff, all the patterns and behaviors that are not, let me say, I was gonna say not godly, but that are behaviors,
Not Christ-like.
yeah, they are not Christ like. It's going to come into your family. But I was gonna say, family dynamic, yes, it matters. But if you're a person that is at the feet of Jesus, you can break those family, like those patterns, right? It's not gonna go away, but for you yourself, you can break it off of you. And I believe that you can still be married to somebody who comes from a family that is chaotic. Because how in the world are you telling me Jesus is just gonna wait? Like, you're never gonna get married because your family?
No.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, I think if you are somebody that's like, you recognize, hey, these are things that are in my family, and I know that this is not of God, and I know that Satan's
100%.
obviously doing something crazy, and you're praying and you're making sure that you're doing your part. I think you can still come from that family that's generally just going through it.
And like I said, accountability. Like I said for the men,
Yeah.
accountability. As long as you have the self-awareness and accountability, that is a great step. So at least now, when I'm entering to the family function, I know what I'm stepping into.
And
Yeah.
family dynamics, they do also to influence how like you said, once you get into your family, they will bring something out of you, no matter how
Yeah, it's
much
true.
time you spent away from them. Once you come into your family, something inside of you starts
You
to
can
get,
bring it into your
it,
new
it will
Facts.
come
I like
back.
to yell. I'm not even gonna
So,
lie.
yes, he
Someone
does.
told me in my past recently that, oh, in my life, my dad used to yell at me,
Mhm.
and that triggered me.
Mhm.
So when you like kind of talk loud, like it triggers me.
Mhm.
And I have to sit there like, ooh.
It's true though. You never
How
know.
You have
do
to
I
check your
approach
own
this one?
self. Like,
Yeah, because what she's saying
you
is
could
not
just be like,
wrong.
no, what do you mean? That's
Yeah,
how I
yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I give a little bit of that.
Mhm.
Like, I understand what you're saying,
Mhm.
but me talking like this, I am not like, I just want you to know I'm just passionate.
Mhm.
And it's not even like I'm talking about a subject that's like
Triggering or anything like
triggering.
that.
I'm talking about basketball.
Mhm.
Like, I'm passionate. Like,
Mhm.
so to strip this from my body is taking like my identity, essentially. But I
Yeah.
understand that.
Mhm.
But how can we meet in the middle?
Mhm.
That's the thing, right? So
Well, that's why it's important to communicate in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, when you're, in families and stuff like that, you need to just talk about everything, even if it hurt you in some type of way.
Yeah, it's
Speak
important to
about it.
to bring it
Don't
up,
like
yeah.
cover it and be like, "Oh, this is what I think she meant." Bring it up, because once again, I've been through that too,
Yeah.
where you like
Mm.
someone said one thing and you thought they meant the other thing, and no one brings nothing up, and then
that's it.
That's
Gone
it.
in the wind. But it's
Mhm.
locally collecting compound interest.
Yeah.
yes,
That's why it's like they say, like, finances are important. Ask those questions about family dynamic.
yeah,
Is
that's a
important.
key one.
Those are
Mhm.
important. So, but yeah.
We did it, folks.
That's our
We
first
gave them
one.
more than I thought. Wow, that was.
I mean, we haven't been back in
I
like
know,
6 months. It
right?
feels like 6 months.
I know
June,
it's only
July,
been
August.
But we've been active
It's
though on
5 months.
socials.
well,
That's a
what's
long
6
time.
months, half of the year.
It's okay. You need
Yeah.
those breaks. You reset
It
as
didn't
always.
feel like a break.
So, no, we were still doing stuff. So, and we still will continue to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of our things that we like to do is connect people. So,
Yeah.
And we've been doing that during this break, so
Mhm.
I feel like things are gonna be coming up that we're excited for, that will connect people on the online sphere of our platform. So look out for that. Our
You could tell them.
newsletters.
yes,
Yeah.
Yes, we talked about it, right?
Yes, you should have got one if you came to our live
Oh, we
show.
did?
Yeah.
If you haven't, well, you better send your email. I'm
Mhm.
just and also to our merch. We still have a few. Actually, you can pre-order, so it's not even
Yes.
necessary.
Yeah.
You can pre-order.
Pre-order.
The link is in our bio, and we also put the link in the subscription for
Yeah.
YouTube.
It's in the bio. Go to
So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Instagram, YouTube.
It's great merch,
Mhm.
yeah.
and we have somebody who did it. Faith, she killed it,
Yeah.
and so we want to
Faith
make sure.
Mhm.
Faith said like how did I help design it? I don't have a shirt. I
That's
said,
facts.
you're right. No, you're
Facts.
right.
But she
So,
did well. She did
She
well,
did a
and
great job.
grab your merch ASAP.
But you know what the crazy thing is?
Mhm.
We just need 10 more subscribers to get 500 subscribers.
10 more, guys.
Guys,
10
come
more.
on.
10.
Just
Give
do
us
it.
10, 10.
And I believe God is gonna do it. Like he always does
No,
it
he
anyway.
is.
So
He moves.
we're just asking,
Small
but we
ass.
know that if if you find this podcast helpful and a blessing, just click that subscribe button.
Also, I want to say this for creators and stuff like that. Coming off of this live show really taught me something about just like numbers and subscribers. Sometimes you may have a YouTube channel that has 30 subscribers, 20, whatever, or Instagram, but it's like coming off this live show, it's like when you see all those people in the room, like if you had 50 people in the room, you know how many people that is?
Mm-hmm.
We get so wrapped up in these numbers, but are you making an impact? And what was so nice to see is that the live show that we planned and God helped us plan, it was impactful. So it made me just think, I'm like, damn, I'm worried about like this
I
and
forgot them
The
numbers.
numbers. But then when you see the faces and you're actually able to make those connections in person,
yeah.
you're like, that's more than me
Mhm.
seeing 100 people go up on the social media platform
Yeah.
than to see the physical person, and then for them to just be like, oh, I really enjoyed the show, like that's it already gave me a spark and a happy heart. So
Yeah, WTJP fam.
yeah,
W.
Well,
We love
that
it.
is all. You know what you got to do. Go subscribe, go like, go comment, share with a friend. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok.
TikToky.
Yeah, that's where
Oh,
we're at. Follow us on Threads if you use that. That's all I got.
That's all. And honestly, we're getting back into this, so I forgot the ending.
Well,
but-
that's all, folks.
Oh!
We're signing off. TJP. See you on the next one.
Peace.